Right, to the short date please, and the learning objective. Pause the video and then press play when you're done. Right, okay, so we're going to carry on with the work from yesterday, or the day before. A little bit more dealing with negative numbers today before we for the first half of the lesson anyway. Okay, could you please call this question A? Could you have a go at this in your books, please? Have a go. Minus 4x plus 2 equals minus 10. Okay, so see if we can deal with those negative numbers. Pause the video. Have a go at that, please. Press play when you're done. Right, let's have a go. So remembering, we want to be left with x on this side of the equation, don't we? Okay, to find the value of x. So in that case, we want to get rid of this plus 2 first. Okay, we want to get rid of this plus 2 first because we want to be left with x. So in order to do that, we need to take away 2 on this side, and we'll take away 2 on the other side. Okay, so that then leaves us, that means we've got rid of this part, haven't we? So we're left then with minus 4x on this side of the equation, and then we've got 10 and minus 10 minus 2 gives us minus 12 on this side. Okay, now from here we need to because this is a negative 4x, we want to divide it by minus 4. Okay, a negative divided by negative will give us a positive, so minus 4x divided by 4 will give us x. Okay, so we want to divide that by 4 too. Okay, and minus 12 divided by minus 4, a negative divided by a negative will give us a positive. X equals 3. Okay, and let's have a look. Does that work? Minus 4 times 3 would give me minus 12. Minus 12 plus 2 is 10. Yeah, it does work. Okay, right, have a little go at oh no, before we do that, let's have a look. So you might say, for example, you did end up with, at the bottom of your equation, you got minus x is equal to minus 3. If you're left with that, okay, we want to find the value of x, not minus x. So there is a way of turning this minus x into a positive x. And what we did that, this is basically minus 1x, isn't it? Okay, this is minus 1x. If I was to multiply that by minus 1, okay, if I was to multiply that by minus 1, a negative times a negative gives me a positive. So I would have a positive 1x, which is the same as x, isn't it? Okay, positive 1x is the same as x. Okay, I'd have to do the same to the other side. So if I want to get rid of the negative number, all I have to do is times that by minus 1. Okay, I'd have to do the same on the other side, times that by minus 1, and I'm turning that negative number into positive. I'm doing on both sides because it's the balance method, isn't it? It's the balance method. So that would leave me with x minus 3 times minus 1 will give me with 3. X equals 3. Okay, so that's just a way of getting rid of that minus x on the one side. Let's have a go at this one, please. Question B. 10 take away x is equal to minus 2. Have a go with that. Pause the video, then we'll carry on. Right, okay, good. So here, remember that this is a positive 10 here. There's no sign there, but just because there's no sign there, when there's no sign there, it is always a positive. Now this value of this x is a minus x. Remember the sign before it gives you the value of the number. It's the sign before it giving you the value of the number. So again, to be left with x down at the bottom, I want to get rid of this positive 10. I do that by taking away 10. I'm going to do the same on the other side, take away 10. So that means I'm left here with minus x. Minus 2 take away 10 gives me minus 12. Okay. Now I want to turn this negative in x into a positive. So all I have to do is times it by minus 1. And I have to do the same on the other side, remember, because it's the balance method. Times by minus 1. Minus x times minus 1 gives me x. Minus 12 times minus 1, okay, will give me minus times a minus is a positive, x is equal to 12. And let's have a little look. Positive 10. If I take away 12 from that, I do get minus 2. Okay. Right. Last one of these. Before you can have a go yourself. Minus x over 3. It's the trickiest one. Let's call this one question C. Plus 7 equals 2. Okay. Pause the video, have a go at that, please. Right, okay, so first thing we want to get rid of is this positive 7, isn't it? Okay, because we want to get rid of this because we want to be left with just x on this side of the equation. Minus 7 to get rid of, minus 7 on the other side, okay? So 2 minus 7 is 5, so we've got 5 over this side. That means we've got rid of that there. So we are left with minus x over 3, okay? Now, there are kind of a couple of ways to do this, but I'm going to just show you what I think is perhaps the easiest way to remember. So this is minus x divided by 3. So I'm just going to times that by 3 because it's a divide. I'm going to times it by 3, do the opposite operation, remember, to get rid of it. And because I'm timesing by 3 on this side, to times 3 on that side. Remember, the whole idea is to be left with x, isn't it? So 3x minus x divided by 3 times 3, that actually leaves us then with minus x. This is 2 minus 7 gives us a minus 5, isn't it? Minus 5 times 3 is minus 15. Okay, so we're left with this, and all we have to do then is to times this by minus 1. Do the same here, times by minus 1. Minus x times minus 1 gives me x. We get now x. Minus 15 times minus 1 is 15. So x is equal to 15. Okay. Could you please have a go at? Okay. Could you please have a go at on question 7? There's 3 questions on that one on page 172. That's the strength, but then the harder ones are then question 8. Back on page 163. Okay. So have a go at those, please. These are the trickier ones. Okay. 6 questions there. When you've done those, pause the video, and then we will carry on. Okay. All right. Let's have a look. Now the second part. Okay. The second part is to write and solve the equation. So I think of a number n, I double it, then add 6, my answer is 20. So it's asking us to write the equation first of all. So from this sentence, I can write an equation. I can think of a number n. So let's start off with n. Okay, and then I double it. Okay, so if I'm doubling n, that's the same as timesing by 2. Now n times 2 is the same as 2n, isn't it? Okay, so that is 2n. Think of a number n, double it. N times 2 is the same as 2n. Then I'm going to add 6. Add 6, and my answer is 20. Equals 20. And from here, I just solve the equation. Okay, so I'm just going to do, I want to get rid of this plus 6 because I'm going to be left with n, don't I, at the bottom. So I'm going to take away 6 from that. I have to take away 6 there. Okay, so that leaves me with 2n is equal to 14. Now I want to get, this is 2 times n, so I'm doing the opposite to timesing, and I'm dividing. So I'm going to divide by 2, n equals 7. 2n divided by 2 is n, 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay. Right. Have a go at this one. This is a bit trickier, this one actually. Write and solve the equation. Okay. Pause the video while you do that. Okay, and then we'll go through it afterwards. Quite a tricky one, this. Right, let's have a go. Let's have a look through. Right, so let's write the equation first of all. I think of a number n. I subtract 5, then divide it by 3. So I'm going to put all that over 3. And my answer is 15. So this is the equation. This is the equation, first of all. Okay, this is the equation. Now, my next step is I want to get rid of this multiplied. I'm going to get rid of this timesing first to get this divided by 3 by timesing by 3. Okay, I'm going to do the same times by 3. Okay, so then we're left with n take away 5, because I've got rid of that divided by 3, is equal to 45. Okay, from here I just need to get rid of the minus 5, don't I? To get rid of the minus 5, I add 5 to it. Do the same on this side, add 5 there. Okay, that leaves me with n is equal to 50. So that's the equation written out, and then this is the equation calculated. And let's have a look whether that makes sense. And 50 take away 5 is 45. 45 divided by 3 is 15. Yes, it does. It does work itself out. Okay. Have a go at this one, and then have a go at them yourselves then. Okay, have a go at that one, then have a go at them. We'll be having a go at them ourselves. Okay. Pause the video, and then on you go. Pause the video, and then press play when you're done. Right, let's have a little look. I think of a number n. Okay, I think of a number n. Then I add 4 and then multiply by 4. So that multiplied by 4. And that will give me 20. This is again quite a tricky one, this. What have I got here? What have I got? Let's have a little look. N plus 4 times by 4. Now how I'm going to do that, if I think about that, all I need to do, and this is going back to the work we did on brackets last time, okay, work on brackets last time, I can see if I'm multiplying whatever's inside the bracket by 4, I can just put the 4 before the bracket, can't I? So I'll just put that 4 bracket n plus 4 equals 20. Now when we can see that, it's looking a bit more familiar, isn't it? It's looking more familiar, the sort of thing, you know, and from there now we can solve it. Okay, now we know how to get rid of brackets. We did that in a previous lesson. 4 times n is 4n. 4 times 4 is 16. So now we've got rid of the bracket, and that equals 20. And then from here it's straightforward, isn't it? Okay. We need to be left with n down the bottom, remember, so we want to get rid of this plus 16 first. We do that by minus and 16 either side. Okay, so we're now left with 4n is equal to 4. Okay, then we want to 4 times n equals 4. So again we're going to divide this. This is 4 times n, so we're going to divide by 4. Divide by 4. N is equal to 1. Okay, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 16 is 20. Okay, so there we have to write and solve the equation. Okay, so you have to write and solve it afterwards. Right, so the work I'd like you to do, let's wipe that out. Right, so can we have a go at, and these aren't too difficult. Question 9 and question 10 on page 164, please. Could we do those? And then some extension questions, and these are really good extension questions actually. Good challenge for anyone, really, for any one of you. So have a go at those, yeah, for your challenge. And they're on pages 175, 176. Okay, So that's the rest of the work today to finish off. Okay, having done the and then we will carry on. We'll move on again with, next time, moving to sort of 4 steps where we've got x on either side of the equal sign. But anyway, don't worry about that for now. Okay, good luck with that. Okay, bye.